How high will Fantom, Terra Luna, and Solana go? Well, in this video, we're going to cover multiple cases and why each one makes sense in terms of statistical probabilities. If you're new, that's what this channel does. I help charts become less foreign to you, and I help you understand either in terms of buying or selling when you have a statistical edge. Let me show you an exact example here. I just had a pretty successful trade set up for my VIPs only. Here you can see on my Discord, look at the date, 10/15, trade setup. So this is before entering the trade and how to do it, how to wait on it, how to set that up. Hitting Luna and Fantom back to back is the title of it. I'm not going to play it for you, but you can see 10/15. So now let's go to the charts of, let's say, Fantom, and let's go to the daily chart. Let me go real far in here, take off the EME's bare naked price. What day was this? 10/15. What would have been the best day to enter a trade on Fantom? 10/15. Are all my trade setups that perfect? Hell no. My Luna one wasn't. I and the others, following types of trades, VIPs and crackheads, the two tiers actually, because I think I gave that one to the crackheads as well because it was a good trade. But anyway, we got wicked out twice on Luna, but 0 times on Fantom, and we took profits twice on Fantom. I personally did not re-enter a third time. Some people did, but this is the type of stuff that we cover within the community, even though my altcoin community likes small alts more because there's naturally more ROI in it. However, in terms of practicing with a small portion of your portfolio within a futures account, these coins, Solana, Fantom, and Luna are honestly pretty awesome to trade. So part of why I cover these coins is because they're offered on leverage and they're fun to trade, and you watching this attracted to this video because you like these big cap coins when my community doesn't. It draws another crowd, but you need to practice by doing, right? So if you are somebody who just plans on holding these for 3 years and 4 years, well, first off, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You don't hold crypto for 5+ years like that unless maybe Bitcoin or Ethereum. Altcoins drop 95+% during bear market, so you don't do that. But anyway, I show you how to get more crypto using other people clicking at the wrong moments. Don't use your own money to get more Fantom, to get more Luna, to get more Solana. Use other people's money to do it. We're practicing by doing within the community, so I thought I'd show you a real live example, one that worked out very, very well. So let's jump in. To be honest with you, Luna, it wasn't perfect. I got wicked out twice. Yeah, so this is 10/15. I got wicked out 2 days later and 3 days later, re-entered on that same day, and I'm up. Actually, let me pull it up here. I don't think I can show you live trades, but I am up. Oh, I'm up 100% now. Can I show this? Let me see if I can. I don't want to show you all my trades. Let's see if I can make this small so only this one pops up. Yeah, it's not like a huge position or anything, but there you go. 101%. So that more than made up for the getting wicked out twice, right? So anyway, yeah, proof of trade. And again, that's not showing you my, exact entries and all that stuff. Hopefully that wasn't, actually, I think it was on there. But anyway, that's an active trade. So if I get in trouble for that, I get in trouble for that, just to show you, like, I'm not sitting here making shit up. Anyway, so, but the thing is, it was not a perfect trade. So this is a idea of milking your gains and manage your losses, right? So within my whole crypto portfolio, my futures is only like a 12-10% sliver, which if you're playing with futures, it shouldn't be much more than 10%. Mine's only more than 10% because it's grown relative to my other small alts, which haven't started moving yet, right? So, but my Luna position was only a sliver of a sliver, and I lost 4% on that sliver of a sliver twice. I was still pissed off. It's a few $100. And then I've gotten obviously way more than all that back. So anyway, not all trade setups are perfect, but if you're a fan of these coins and, you haven't joined my community because we like small alts. I'm not going to lie. Mid-cap alts, Veracity is probably among the biggest coins that we follow, like, as chess founders. But these coins, I'm actively trading these way more. Right, I more swing trade alts. I only look for 2 or 3 sell points on oftentimes within a whole bull run on those because they move so violently. Sometimes I'll try to day trade like 10% of my B Pro or something, or or not day trade, but weekly trade, get like a couple trades a week on a small portion of my B Pro. But if you are a fan of one of these three coins, we are rocking and rolling. I'm going to be hitting these hot and heavy because these are great coins to be practicing trading, not with all your money, very small portion. And here's why it's so important to practice. Because when it's near a market cycle top and things are screaming up, you're watching your account screaming up. Here, let me make myself big. I want to look you all in the eyes. Here's why it's so important. Okay, mixed with the idea that don't put much money in your futures. You use it mostly for practice, not to get rich, right? So especially if you're newer, if you haven't been buying and selling regularly for 3+ years, like it's practice for you, right? You don't just enter if you wanted to play soccer, you don't just play a soccer game. You got to practice boxing. You don't just step into the ring with somebody. You're going to get your butt kicked if somebody's been boxing for a few years. Even if they're not that great, they will kick your butt if they're anywhere close to your weight. If you don't know how to box, you will get your ass kicked, right? So this is like a sport. Imagine trading is like boxing. When the big time to sell and finally get your money and finally take your profits, right, happens, it's going to be scary. It's going to be emotional. And you don't want to be in a box ring getting your ass kicked because this is brutal out here. The markets are brutal. You got to practice, right? So anyway, if that's something you're looking forward to and you haven't been attracted to the community based off of the idea that I do mostly small alts, I'm hitting these pretty hot and heavy, and you can learn by doing with a small portion, fairly low risk. You can put at risk a very small portion, therefore it's a very small risk. So check that out. And yeah, so that's what we got. So let's go in. Let's start doing some.
Hey, Tim, we're here for price analysis, not for you to sell your community so you can profit from us.
Okay, let's get into it. Anyway, I went 4 years just watching YouTube videos for free. I got roped in by my viewers to create a Patreon, so I never joined a community, just to be fair, to tit for tat for what I was just doing. So anyway, here we go. Let's start off with Fantom. Okay. Fantom took off before, I think it was before, yeah, it started taking off October 16th, and then, yeah, that was before the weekly closure. So I've had this target here since before this turned around, right? And I actually thought it was going to turn around a little sooner and hit up here. So I still think it's going to hit this line. I don't think there's going to be much of a correction. Save the idea, and if you haven't watched my Bitcoin video from today, you need to watch it because I explained it's my third most likely scenario for Bitcoin, that today's daily candle, which is still above, yeah, it looks kind of safe, but it might not be. Today's daily candle closure, if you're in Fantom, right, and you're targeting some upper stuff, today's daily closure could affect your Fantom and Solana and Terra for about 2 weeks if today's daily closure does not close above previous all-time highs of 64.5 or 64.6 or whatever it was. So today's daily candle on Bitcoin, you need to be watching it, because if it doesn't close above that, your stuff's going to be affected for at least a week until Bitcoin diamond starts falling. People take profits on Bitcoin, then it's altcoin season. That would be awesome. But yeah, it's gonna, so you need to watch that video, and I should have it linked up here already, but just go to my channel, watch my most recent Bitcoin video. All right, so, but the idea that Fantom took off before Bitcoin said, hey guys, I closed the week above 60K, something I had been harping about on my Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis videos for a while. It finally happened, but Fantom took off before that, before Bitcoin says, hey, come on, join the party, guys, right? So Fantom essentially, went to the party while Bitcoin was still setting it up. He's like, hey, dude, I'm here to help. I'm in the party now, bro. Sorry, I'll just help you set up. I'm a little early. So because it was early to the game, that's strength. And it's probably going to consolidate under this line throughout the next few weeks, throughout November. It'll dip whenever Bitcoin dips. And once Bitcoin starts consolidating, even if that's down below all-time high 62K, this is going to race back up, consolidate, and break above this line. And it's going to take off. So I'm not using horizontals with this asset. This line is too important, and it's trading this way. So it's not horizontal. Like if it, it's breaking out of the horizontal now, but this is the real resistance, I'm telling you. However, zooming out on this chart, it does have a lot of price history above here. So it will very likely, since it's flirting with this now in a bullish scenario, it's probably going to break above. My origin lines aren't perfect for this. I need to make them better since I'm trading it. But so that's what I see for Fantom. Fantom looks, honestly, it looks really good. It joined the party early. It helped Bitcoin set up. I mean, what is strong will stay strong. And let's say Bitcoin Let's say Bitcoin does close a daily. Actually, let me say it this way. Fantom, like, I guess not worst case, because I mean, you know, stuff can drop, like have a 80% correction within 10 days. Like that's possible. But within worst case of reasonably statistically possible scenarios within that specific realm, right? So worst could happen, but within reasonably statistical type of scenarios, worst case that could happen here is that when Bitcoin corrects and this hasn't really taken off yet, you could get a backfill, like maybe down to this wick at closer to $2.10. But if that were to happen, actually, maybe not that far. How far would that be down? Yeah, that's about right. So you could get closer to $2, fall back into the range. But what's likely going to happen, it's going to snap right back up to this horizontal. And when that does, Bitcoin dominance is going to be falling, and then it's going to race towards here. So I honestly think, you know, even if Bitcoin has like a nasty hard 10-15% correction, Fantom's going to be pretty safe. It'll probably ping off around $2 with all this support here, and it's going to snap back. So I would not be too scared about that if I were holding Fantom non-leveraged position. With leveraged position, you can't write that type of stuff down. You got to get out of your trade. You got to have your stop set. In this case, if you're leveraged, you need to have your stops in profit right now. And if you're leverage trading this and you don't have stops in profit, you need to do it. You can stop what you're doing to do that. Like stop the video now and literally go do that. So I see really good for this, and this could get, so once Bitcoin dominance really starts screaming down, that is likely when this is going to break above and it's going to start rivaling this. I mean, targets of like $6. And this could happen all in November and December, I'm telling you. So I have nothing but good to say about Fantom. And the reason I'm so bullish right now, folks, is I've been ranting and raving about Bitcoin's closure above 60K. Do not get bullish on altcoins, especially any altcoin, until that happens. It's happened. Now I'm bullish. So there we go. All right, let's go to Solana, the big daddy. All right, so.
Hey, Tim, you said this would correct 50% and it didn't do it.
All right. Well, let's see how close it got. Oh, I am so sorry. 46.5%. I was 3.5% off. Man, I am so sorry for warning everybody here that you're not just going to keep going like this, right? I was only 3.5% off. That was a pretty good price target. But here's the idea behind this, though. Usually, so this is a strong rule of thumb, and it's a rule of thumb. Here, let me make myself bigger. That rule of thumb, the reason I'm so confident it's going to hit that line, or very close to it, is because it almost always happens. It almost always happens per that video that I made on that, because when you have a 500+% run, right? So that's almost 700% run. You almost always correct 50%. Now, even if your mid bull run and Bitcoin's going up, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't even matter. And the idea that, well, it got close, but the fact that it didn't hit it, that's strength. And you have the key horizontal right here. It's consolidating under it, and it's already tested it once. Actually, twice. This wick kind of tested it. It's tested 1.5 times, and you're consolidating under it, and you showed strength by not even, it got close. Ah, shit. Myself is big. I'm not going to redo this video. Here we go. You retested it once. You tested it 1.5 times. You're consolidating under it, and you didn't hit that line. Sign of strength. It is probably going to break it on this pass. And the cool thing about it is it's both a horizontal and an origin line. So it's probably going to come right up to this box. So this sucker, I mean, it's going to break all-time highs. You're probably going to have a hiccup whenever Bitcoin corrects, yes, but the next target before a decent sized correction independent of Bitcoin is going to be around $250. It's going to be around that point. And if it truly is altcoin season and Bitcoin dominance is tanking, it might go straight to this next one, $333. So this is time to be bullish on altcoins, particularly when we see Bitcoin dominance start to drop, which it already hit my target. Actually, let me show you this. So this is the statistical likelihood of it breaking this with two important lines coming together, origin line and horizontal, based off all this stuff, retest. This is looking really good. It is showing strength in light of its blockchain being, down for 8 hours or whatever. It recovered really nicely. Its posture is really, really, really good. And in terms of the daily 10, I mean, it's riding the 10 and the 21. So when you ride the 10 and the 21, you can really lift off. you can double in price. Bitcoin can double in price, Solana can double in price, which is why it might actually fly past this first one, depending on how Bitcoin consolidates / slows down, right? And honestly, if Bitcoin crashes 15% and snaps back and consolidates around 62K, it's still going to hit that. It'll just be like 5 days to 7 days delayed. It's still going to hit this. This is its next target, I'm telling you. So just like I was pretty close to here, well, what might happen if I'm a little off and it could come up here, then come down, something like that. And it might actually fly past and hit this. So yeah, Solana is honestly looking freaking fantastic. Let's go to BTC.D. I have origin lines on here too, and look what it hit. Look what it hit. I had this box here way before I got here. I did this during a VIP live check-in where we try to talk about the trades we want to enter and get prepared for the week. We do it on Mondays to get, to plan trades, and Wednesdays to figure out, hey, when do I move up my stops, all that stuff based on the weekly movement and all. So that's what we do there. But yeah, so it hit it. Honestly, I think it's done. I think Bitcoin dominance is done. I don't think it'll base off this daily 200 here. I think this will end up being on a weekly scale, wick above, it's going to come down. Now it could hit this line, and it could go above it, really, but I really doubt it. I think it's about time for altcoins to do. I mean, origin lines work. They usually work. They don't always work. And guess what? This hit last time too. Look at that, an origin line. Which my channel is home of origin lines, by the way, even though the phrase itself I did take from Tone Vays. He said it like once randomly in 2018 or so. But it's not the same thing necessarily. So home of origin lines because they work. Do they work perfectly? No. All right, so let's go back to, I think I finished up Solana. I think we're good on Solana. I mean, nothing but good to say. And one thing you do, if you need to, so the most important thing, if you're in some leverage trade, not spot trading or hodl positions, but leverage trades, is the most important thing in active trades right now is Bitcoin's daily closure candle. If Bitcoin closes above previous all-time highs, we're good to go. If it doesn't, you probably need to get out of those trades. So watch my Bitcoin video as well. All right, let's go to Terra Luna. All right, so Terra Luna, like I said, I got stopped out twice, lost a decent chunk of money. I'm up over 100% right now. This, this origin line with this, I think this is a 4-hour horizontal. Actually, where this wick is, yeah. So where this weekly wick, but that's a 4-hour, created a 4-hour horizontal. Since they're touching about the time where I think it's going to get there, it could fly past and hit here and then land on, but that's still where I'm deciding to take profits at this origin line. That's somewhere, just under $46. Do I personally think it'll stop there? No, but that is where I want to take profits and relax with my profits and wait for another good entry. So I want to be very clear with that. Do I think, Luna has a strong chance of stopping there? It's a good guess among 3 guesses. It's either going to stop here, it's going to stop at this origin line, or it's going to fly up and hit this box up here at $62. That could easily happen. And I could kick myself saying, oh, I should have taken profits here. But what I want to avoid is a Bitcoin correction where I said, oh, I should have taken profits here and I shouldn't have waited there. So I don't care if it hits here. But honestly, if Bitcoin decides to consolidate in a very healthy way without some flash crash, I mean, it's headed up towards the top of this line, because look what it's done. All it's doing is bouncing between these 2 white lines. This is the top of the range. This is the point of control. This is the bottom of the range. And this is like your 3/4 line, right? That's it. So I'm taking profits at the point of control, even though I think it could easily pass it, because look what it did last time. Look, actually, let's go down to the lower chart. You could actually see, it looks like this range is really cool. It's it's just like a horizontal range, but it's tilted up, right? This is a cool ass chart. Like, honestly, Luna's chart is it might be, I don't know. It is a unique chart. Let's just put it that way, because most coins don't do this for so long. This is really fantastically bullish, honestly. So look at what happened the last 2 times hit this bottom line. So bottom line, top line, point of control in the middle, 3/4 line, right? That's how you create it. And honestly, I should have a 1/4 line somewhere like this. But anyway, so the last time it hit the bottom, what did it do? It screamed right to the top. Right to the top. The time more previous, hit the bottom line, hit the 3/4 line. So my profit taking is lower than both of those. Should I probably move my stop up, or not my profit taking up? If I didn't feel that Bitcoin, is due for maybe some type of pullback, I would. I wouldn't be doing here. But All I'm doing is guarding myself from a Bitcoin pullback. I don't care about selling tops, right? I just want to be in and out of the trade with profit. But that doesn't apply. So if you're a spot trade person or you're a hodl person and you're looking to take profits irregularly, like only sell once every couple months to try to get back a little bit lower, this would probably be your target, or this 3/4 line would be your target. Okay. But other than that, I mean, the way this behaves within this ascending range, it either goes from bottom to top or bottom to 3/4. So the likelihood it can do that. Right. So I have nothing but good to say about this chart. It is a very, very unique chart. And if you're trying to trade Luna, all right, I'm not saying do it my way. What I do want to say though is you might consider using an ascending range. You don't have to make your like full on origin lines for the whole price history like I have, but just try to look at it like this and make a range. I mean, like you're seeing here on the screen. Let me take off the EMA so you can see this better. Just do something like that, right? So the bottom of the range is not where it wicks out. Okay, it's where candle closures and where this is, right? And it actually bottomed out there this time. And the top of the range is just above these. Actually, my top of my range might be a little too high, but it's also an origin line, so I'm going to keep it. So what might happen also is, since it did, I guess, a couple times come up a little shy, it might come up a little shy of the origin line. But honestly, nothing but good to say. It's probably going to keep behaving similarly until it breaks out of this trading channel. And if you want to see what this trading channel looks like for the whole on price history of Luna, let's go to a bigger time frame, try the 2-day chart, and you can see what this looks like in context. So it's really just in the middle of this origin line range. Here, it's really just in the middle. So a breakout over this line during altcoin season is going to be a piece of cake. It could eat. I mean, honestly, the market cycle top for this, it might not hit this line till a parabolic move in May or whenever the hell that happens. So it might go like this, keep doing the same thing, and parabolic move up to 275. Actually, that's way too far out. Parabolic move up. No, that is not too far out. Sorry. Parabolic move up around May. Shit. Let's just guess like April. I mean, that would put it at $627. If it did a parabolic move, got to rest on top of this, took off with the rest of the market, and then came crashing down. I mean, end of bull run, not end of year. Because I don't think end of year is going to be the parabolic move. End of bull run target in a parabolic move, it could get close to $550, $600. So everybody asks, what's your end of year prediction? Well, end of year predictions suck. You want to be end of bull run predictions. Now, for tax purposes, okay, maybe end of year, or maybe it doesn't suck. But I mean, that's your stuff. You should be asking mostly end of bull run predictions, and so I just gave it to you for Luna, even though I don't like giving those out. So. Yeah, so on a big scheme of things, I mean, I think this next pass, it could come up here to this line, consolidate between the 3/4 line and the top one, and then break out and come to this box. And so that all could happen in November, and that would be a price target of just under $110, somewhere around 106, 105, between 105 to 110 in November. Sometime in November, I think it's going to hit that line. Assuming Bitcoin doesn't do anything crazy surprising to the downside. So that's what we got. So if you liked what you saw here today and you want to be able to get better at crypto, I guess, be better at crypto with low risk by practicing by doing with a small bit in your futures account, or just use spot trade. You don't have to do this the same way. You want to practice. You want to get ready for the big game when it's time to sell, because it's going to be hard to do it. It'll be emotional. Check out the links to the community in the description section. And y'all just got Timified.